I'm going to teach you how to unlock one of the hardest push-up variations, the 90-degree handstand push-up. Now, don't think that these are impossible for you. If I can do it at 6 foot tall with long arms like an orangutan, you can take your push-ups to the next level as well. I'll walk you through 5 variations that you can start training right now to build up your strength. If you're serious about improving at calisthenics, here's the plan. You've probably never tried the baby 90-degree push-up before. And even though it looks like the Hindu push-up from yoga, these are far better for strength thanks to that neutral spine. If you're already solid at push-ups and pike push-ups, this is a smart next step. It's an intermediate basics movement because it blends different pressing planes and it demands real body control to do properly. It's also perfect if you want to build serious shoulder strength without needing balance for handstand push-ups just yet. With these, you'll increase scapular control and get better at pressing through both the horizontal and vertical planes. I'm always surprised how such a small tweak to a push-up can make it so effective for things like strength and muscle growth. You're going to be hammering the upper pecs and anterior delts, and when you train it with enough volume, taken close to failure, you can build up a lot of size using just body weight alone. Technique-wise, you want to move from a pike push-up towards a bent arm planche while keeping the core tight and body horizontal. The difficulty comes from that forward lean. It's all about shifting as much weight forward so that our upper body is doing the work. To make it even harder, bring your hands and feet closer together. This exercise, when done with strict technique, it's no joke. You're going to be humbled when you're trying to squeeze out even a few clean reps. Drilling this push-up, it's such an effective way to build up towards that true 90-degree push-up. With our feet supported, you can just lock in, push, build up that motor pattern without worrying about balance. That extra stability, it speeds up learning towards the real thing. That's the real beauty of calisthenics. Training, it's done in a way that builds up your movement complexity and develops real body control so you can handle yourself going through space. It's just so rewarding to go from face planting on your first baby 90s to building up such dominant strength that eventually it just feels effortless. Wall handstand push-ups are the most slept on calisthenics exercise. If you're someone who can bang out pike push-ups on the floor, congrats. You're ready to do this and level up your overhead strength. I'm a big fan of this variation because even if you can't hold a handstand or balance it, the wall takes away that need for the skill. There's nothing really but to just grit your teeth, keep pushing until those reps get really slow and just genuinely challenge yourself. I find when I get really good at wall handstand push-ups, all of that strength, it translates really well to overhead pressing with weights. That's the byproduct of hard work with bodyweight training. You're going to be able to quickly transfer your strength and dominate gym training if that's something you want to do. Just do your best on these to keep a hollow body position and prevent yourself from arching excessively. If you're not careful, these are going to turn into an incline push-up which doesn't hit the shoulders as well. The chest to wall variation is the preferred option because it closely mimics a freestanding handstand push-up. In terms of the position of your body, it's more angled, and ultimately it builds you up to doing 90-degree push-ups, which is that end stage boss. I'm all for pushing yourself hard in training, but you gotta be safe when you're doing these. Make sure that you actually know how to bail out of a handstand, especially when you're fatigued, because fear works actually in your favor when you're doing these. You don't want to face plant at the end of a set, and usually this fear gives you that extra energy to push and finish the rep. Now, to keep building that handstand push-up strength like a beast, start training on parallettes against the wall. The wall gives you that stability so you can apply that juicy progressive overload. Reps, range of motion, slow negatives, pauses, deficit height. These all become something that you can actually beat week to week instead of being at the mercy of having a bad balance day. The deficit forces you to build strength from that weakest bottom position. This extra range of motion, it's also going to serve you well for building up that complete overhead pressing strength. If you want to unlock advanced calisthenics skills, which I know you do, you've got to get really good at these basics. This is strength training. Simple, but not easy. You just got to get brutally strong at wall handstand push-ups. Then those balance skills won't stop feeling so hard when you do them. If you skip the wall, progress generally plateaus. That's one reason why so many people really struggle with handstand push-ups. They're trying to express strength that was never fully built. The 90-degree push-up is one of the ultimate calisthenic skills. It blends a handstand push-up, and a bent arm planche into one integrated exercise. Now, if you're not ambitious with your bodyweight training, this probably isn't for you. It's too hard and it requires too much commitment. You can always stick with push-ups and dips forever, and that's fine. But if you want to unlock something that is genuinely challenging, I'm going to walk you through the key steps towards this breathtaking movement. Before you start working on the 90-degree push-up, these are a few non-negotiable prerequisites. 30-second handstand. You need to be able to balance a handstand before you think about a dynamic strength skill. A 10-second bent arm planche. You need that isometric strength in the bottom of a 90-degree push-up. That's the base. 5 freestanding handstand push-ups. You need that surplus of strength overhead to be able to do a complex movement like this. 10 pseudo planche push-ups. This ensures that you've got enough anterior shoulder strength in the bottom to do 90s. You need to have each exercise strong in isolation before trying to integrate them all together. It sounds obvious, but everyone wants calisthenics mastery right now without the foundation. Strong basics are the key to success. Now, assuming that you're strong enough, here's when the fun begins. Using eccentrics to start training the 90-degree push-up is a smart approach. Negative-only training is ideal for unlocking bodyweight skills that you can't perform through the full range of motion. By breaking the skill down this way, you're going to succeed every rep instead of failing repeatedly during that concentric push. From a handstand, lower yourself slowly into that bent arm planche with full control. Really fight that negative, especially as you move from that shoulder stand towards that angle change into the bent arm planche. That transition from vertical to horizontal is the most important part of the movement, and it's where most people get stuck. Every rep should take around 5 seconds or more to build enough time under control through every joint angle. The goal is to develop strength in every part of the exercise, so that when you try it, there's no weak links holding you back. Mentally, eccentrics are brutal. I always dread doing them. Your body wants to drop fast. Your face goes red like it's about to explode. It sucks. Yet, somehow, this is exactly why we love calisthenics. The strength gains, they're worth it though, so roll up your sleeves and attack those negatives head on. At some point though, we have to reverse the movement and then learn how to press back up. That's where the next progression comes in. Using bands for 90-degree push-ups makes the impossible possible. Congrats! You're now able to do the full movement with the help of some training wheels for the moment. It's all about progressive overload in any training styles. With calisthenics, sometimes we've got to make our body weight lighter so that these advanced skills can actually be trained. You'll notice that I'm straddling my legs. That is for 2 reasons. 1, having the legs apart makes the exercise easier because it lowers the center of mass. And 2, this keeps the band anchored nicely around your hips throughout the whole thing. The last thing you want, trust me, is that band riding up where it shouldn't. I'm not talking from personal experience, of course. Just be careful. On social media, our perception of calisthenics can get skewed. It's the whole gymflation effect. All you see is the top 1% repping out 90-degree push-ups like it's a warm-up. What you don't see is what it actually takes for the rest of us mortals to get there. Using bands, it's a part of the honest process. It's the behind-the-scenes stuff that actually works to build up your strength step by step. To this day, I still use bands for 90s, either as a warm-up or as a variation in my training to accumulate volume. I'm not ashamed to use them. I don't think they're just for beginners, because I'd rather spend time training and building strength as opposed to doing random attempts of the full movement all the time and just failing. Some people say it's bad because it skews the specific activation based on the assistance relative to the strength curve. Sure, it's not perfect, but I can't think of a cheaper, more accessible way to make this specific movement easier. Stay patient, stay consistent, and gradually try and lower the amount the band is helping. Train it for low reps, and you'll be shocked at what your body can achieve with this push-up progression. One day, you'll strip off that band and you'll be able to unlock the real 90-degree push-up being proud of what you've achieved and showing other people what you can do. It's an awesome feeling to unlock these. With that massive range of motion, you're able to overcome gravity, moving through that complex movement from handstand push-up to bent arm and back. It's incredibly empowering and it never gets old. Because this push-up progression journey is so challenging, it takes time and commitment. This is strength that you have to earn. And that is what makes it so rewarding for the few of you who are committed enough to make it happen. To keep building your body with calisthenics, this Fitness FAQs video has you covered, mate. I'm biased. I think it's pretty good. Give it a watch.